right, welcome back to an episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. As always, I'm Alex, got Adam, Chris, and Keith here. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you don't, everybody that watches that doesn't subscribe, I have to beat up on Adam, and that's how I end up in this cast. So don't hurt my fingers, okay? Hit that subscribe button. Just kidding, yeah.
Rock solid.
Yeah. But anyways, this episode here, we're just going to jump straight into the NHL because we are into the conference semifinals. Or the conference finals, I should say, actually. You've got the number one Colorado Avalanche going against the Edmonton Oilers. That game's actually going on right now while we're filming. I think the first period is about to come to a close.
I'll pull it up, sorry.
And then you've got the Rangers facing off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's going to be an exciting series. You got a 2 versus 3 matchup on that side. Edmonton's number 2 going against number 1 Colorado. I think Colorado's my favorite. They're going to be I think they're going to march through Edmonton. They're up right now 2-1 in the game that's going on with 4 minutes left in the first period. The Rangers are battling through. Penguins had them on the ropes. At one point in time, Carolina looked like they were going to go up, but that home ice advantage has just been unstoppable right now.
Yeah, they've been a scrappy team when it comes to elimination games.
Yeah.
The Rangers have looked good in those.
Well, they come out so hot because they did the same thing against Pittsburgh too. Again, in that game 7, they came out and put up 2 goals in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah,
and they did the exact same thing yesterday to Carolina. They came out and put up 2 goals in the first 8 minutes of the game. So it kind of puts the home team on edge, kind of backs them down a little bit.
And the Hurricanes really had no help with their whole goalie situation they had going on. That's it's definitely something you don't want to go into a game 7, which is obviously a
pivotal point.
A do or go home game. Yeah. So we're getting down to the getting closer and closer to the Stanley Cup Finals. But how do you guys think with what you've been watching? How's it going to play out?
Edmonton is still beating Colorado.
Edmonton's
Still not riding that train.
Okay.
No, I'm on the complete opposite. So, I think it'll be a 6-game series. I'm really interested to see how Colorado handles Connor McDavid and the way the Oilers have kind of been that hot, streaky person. I would love to see it because I'd love to see a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup, but
give them a chance.
Colorado looks amazing, man. I
think both teams have been playing very well this playoffs.
It didn't even feel like Colorado was in a 6-game series with the Blues.
Well, no, they swept them. Was it the Blues was it the second round they played the Blues or for the first round they played the Blues?
They didn't sweep the Blues. It was second round.
The second round they played the Blues,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Then they swept the Blues.
They swept. He's right. Whoever they swept in the first round is who they swept.
I thought they swept in the second round.
Nashville.
They swept Nashville. Yeah.
I thought they swept.
They ended up going 6 games with St. Louis, and they lost one.
Now here's
game 5 in overtime.
Here's the thing: Tampa Bay is also coming off a sweep of Florida.
That's what I'm thinking of. The best
Tampa Bay has not played a game, I think, since the 23rd, which is now going on 8 days. So that's either going to be a lot of rest
or really help them,
or a lot of getting out of your groove. But unfortunately, I think with Tampa Bay, it's just going to be a lot of good rest.
Yeah.
Much needed rest.
Yeah. And the Rangers had to go a full 7, so they're not going to get extended rest. They're going to have their NHL allotted rest time, but that's it.
Yeah, you gotta feel like exactly what Keith brought up. The Rangers are just a little tired. They've gone
7 games each series, so they've got to be gassed at this point. Not to mention against Pittsburgh, they were down 3-2.
Yeah. No, they were down 3-1.
They're down 3-1. Yeah, so you're down 3-1 in that series, and then you got to rally to win that, and then you go down 2-0 or whatever it was to.
I think it's 2-0.
Yeah, it was 2-0. You went down 2-0, then you were down 3-2, and then you had to go back and win 2 in a row to beat Carolina. So they're going to be pretty gassed at this point.
You would think being in a 7-game series like that.
Well, especially with his how strenuous these games have been.
I say you would think that they're probably a little beat up. Something.
Yeah.
Well, there was a. I don't know. Alex, you probably saw a bit more than me, but it seemed like the series against the Hurricanes, they were getting really scrappy too. There was a lot of
I feel like the Rangers have always they've been that way though. Even the Pittsburgh series, there would be the after the whistle extracurriculars.
It would be. It was getting really hard
and pushing, and then there was a few times in both the series where I've seen and players would be doing stuff that, in my opinion, should be called no matter what, even if this is playoff hockey and you're trying to play. When you have a guy that's kind of he may be checking up on your goal a little bit, and you come behind him and throat slam him to the ground, That's not a let's break it up moment. That's a somebody's going in the damn box moment.
Yeah.
It's a 50-yard penalty in football.
Yeah.
And it's a personal foul in football. You do
The Rangers, I feel like.
Well, I know it is, but I'm just saying anything after the whistle blows is a penalty, no matter where you're at. I mean, it should be that way regardless of if it's playoffs or just regular season.
I feel like the Rangers, any of the teams I've watched, has gotten away with more extracurriculars.
Yes, after
I think the Rangers are definitely of the last four, but I think they've tried to take on that mantra of being the most physical team in the playoffs, and they're definitely.
Well, they had. Austin Reeves was like going in the playoffs. He was third in the league in hits. So, I mean, like they are going to be physical, but I think it's gone too far to the point of like.
Because I mean, even in that last,
you're starting to see dangerous hits.
Well, you'll definitely see Tampa complain about it. I'll say this: as much as I think the Lightning are the better team and probably should win, what I've watched out of them in the first round almost just been. They want to complain about officiating. They want to complain about not getting calls. They want to complain about going to the box. And like every game that I've watched with Tampa, it's a one-sided thing. And I'm not a Tampa hater in any way, shape, or form. I do think they're going to be the ones that get to the I do think they're going to be the ones that get to the playoff Stanley Cup again. But it just seems like they have been a big amount of complaining going on in their first two series. I'm like, good Lord, you're up. You're beating Florida by 3 games already, and you're up 4 goals in this one. Like, what are you complaining about?
Yeah.
But I mean, like watching that Carolina Rangers game, probably was that Saturday night? Was Game 7?
No, last night.
Game 7 was last night.
Last night, Game 7, yeah.
All right, so last night then, watching part, like I remember clearly seeing like where a Carolina guy had already shot the puck, the goalie stopped it, the play got blown dead. The Rangers guy just straight back checked him, high.
It should have been a cross checking.
Yeah, high in the back, like late as hell. Play was already over, but you're like, I get what you're saying. Playoff hockey,
and you're up at that point too.
Yeah, they were up. But playoff hockey, you let some stuff go. But there's got to be blatant calls. Sometimes you're like, all right, we can't let that.
You got to set the line at some point.
Yeah, you would think. So I agree, though. I think the Rangers have been the most physical in this playoffs. I'm really interested to see how well that matches up against the Tampa Speed, or if if they're able to get those forechecks and neutral ice, or is Tampa gonna just I'm
blow it right past that forecheck, and all of a sudden they've got the
2-on-1, one-on-one with the goalie or 2-on-1 man advantage, and you're like, you missed it, neutral ice, and now you put your team in.
You're gonna have to,
what
you back up a little bit.
And I'll say this too, from what I've watched of Tampa, the 2 or 3 games I've watched them in the playoffs as well, is along with the complaining, is the speed and their ability to pass accurately and accept the puck. I mean, they are just without a doubt in at any speed, at any distance, at any form, they can pass.
They've got some pure passing going on.
And so, I mean,
there's a reason why they're 2-time defending
champions.
They're going for the 3.
They're going for the 3rd. So there's a reason why they're there.
I got a feeling this series is either going to be 4 or 5 games and Tampa wins it, or it's going to take a full 7 for New York to pull it out.
So, I think Tampa Bay gets this one.
I think Tampa gets it in 5.
Edmonton being the champion of the Battle for Alberta, as they called it, with them going against Calgary.
It was a cool series.
It was, I think 140 miles away from each other in Alberta.
So it's a home game for everybody?
Yeah. I think Colorado is just too good. I think it's going to be a Colorado-Tampa Bay finals. Yeah.
So who wins out of that?
Out of that?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I want to watch these.
Let's get there first.
I want to watch this conference final.
We'll get there first.
All right.
So it's 2-2 though. Edmonton just scored a goal.
There it is, 2-2 with 20-something seconds left in the first period at the time when we're filming this. In game 1. So it's going to be interesting.
Again, I'm riding Edmonton to the finals, and I am going to take Tampa in the finals, or to the finals.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm riding the Connor McDavid hot train right now.
David hot train.
That's what's going to keep them in this.
That's exactly what's going to keep
That's going to keep them in it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say Colorado in 6. I'm gonna give Edmonton at least 2.
I would too.
And I'm gonna do Tampa in 5.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this, though, with Tampa and New York, is New York not technically, they have the home ice advantage, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, who's the higher seed?
Yeah,
New
right.
New York's 2.
New York is the higher seed? Okay.
Yeah. So New York's going to have the home ice advantage, which we know are they still undefeated? Or?
No, Pittsburgh beat them at home.
Yeah, Pittsburgh beat
them. We did, yeah.
Y'all beat them at home. Because remember that first game was the 3 overtime game?
Yeah.
I think that's the only game at home.
I think at a certain point, though, they started to do that hot streak of it.
Yeah.
They lost. Yeah, they lost
And
game 1.
In the Carolina series and after game 1 in Pittsburgh, they have not lost in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the game 1 loss in overtime to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think Tampa's the better team, though. I think Tampa's the better team.
I
So I think it's
I have more faith in Tampa stealing 1 at New York than I have in New York probably stealing 1
More
or
than
2
Tampa.
at Tampa.
Yeah. I agree with that. And also, like I think the whole physicality part's going to come into play here. That New York is going off, 30 days of straight hockey.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is just coming
They're
off an
well
8-day.
rested.
Tampa Bay's
Yeah.
coming off an 8-day break.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're well rested. So
Yeah.
and New York's just played themselves to the bone at this point.
And you got a lot of experience on Tampa too.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
Like I
playoff
said,
experience makes a difference.
Tampa's got to rattle Igor at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
He's been
I
nasty.
mean, it's been done. I mean, Pittsburgh did it at home. So
Yeah.
I mean, if they could do it, I would imagine Tampa could do it.
yeah.
Just get out and use that, like you were saying, use that speed to get out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, let us know in the comments who you think are going to win the NHL semifinals or conference finals, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.